this video, I'm going to explain a little bit of a contradiction. Well, it seems like a contradiction, which Jesus makes on the Sermon on the Mount. So the first verse I'm going to read is from Matthew chapter 7, and it's verse 18. It says, "A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown in the fire. This, by their fruit you will recognize them." But then if we pop on to verse 22, it says, "Many will say to him on that day, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name, and in your name drive out demons, and in your name perform many miracles? Then I will tell them plainly, I never knew you. Away from me, you evil doers." So is Jesus contradicting himself? And the simple answer is no. And basically, God loves his children, and he knows that some people, sometimes it is hard to discern who's, a real, either a real prophet or a real healer, that sort of thing. And he wants to see his children get healed. So sometimes he will use wolves in sheep clothing to heal people. Now, it doesn't mean then that their fruits are good. So an analogy is, sometimes you may have a plant, or maybe, well, we'll go with the fruit plant. Sometimes you may have a fruit plant or a fruit tree, and it may not be that great at producing fruits. A lot of the time it either just rots or that kind of thing, but now and again it may produce a good fruit. And just because it produces that good fruit, it doesn't then make it a good tree. It's still a bad tree. It's just now and again it would produce maybe a very little amount of good fruit. Or if it's a flower plant, may have a good bud on it. But that doesn't mean that it's good. So that then kind of puts you in a danger zone, because you could be someone who generally thinks, like, you may not be somebody who's actually purposely misleading people. You could generally feel that you're walking in the spirit, but actually you're not, and that's where it gets in the danger zone. And you think you're producing good fruit, but you're actually not producing good fruit. That's why it's so important to stay in communion with Jesus, still, like, pray and everything like that, because you can sometimes as well be separated if you are somebody doing ministry. If you get too used to just doing the motions and stuff, and you're not really staying connected with Jesus, that's when the devil can tempt you or trick you into going to this side, or that sort of thing. So it's still important to be in communion with Jesus, obviously. But as I said, Jesus wants to heal his children. He wants to heal them. He doesn't want to see people suffer. That was not the plan to start with. So if he wants that person to be healed, that person will be healed, and it may be through a wolf in sheep's clothing, or even somebody that who maybe is gone way off the charts, completely gone way off the charts, off the the initial true doctrine, and completely gone off the rails, but may still be doing healings and stuff like that. But it doesn't mean that they're a good tree. Obviously they can come back if they do realise, and they've got people to notice, look, you got off the rails. But my main point is, you can still produce a little bit of good fruit, but it doesn't mean that they're a good tree. They can still be